The world is changing fast, but who's changing the people? A new pope has emerged, one who's not afraid to shake things up. Pope Leo XIV, ever heard of him? Some say he's starting a psychological revolution from the Vatican, a revolution of the heart, the mind, and the soul. He's not just preaching anymore, he's healing. And maybe, just maybe, that's what the world needs right now. Stick around and find out why Pope Leo XIV might be the spark we've all been waiting for. This is Pope Leo XIV and the psychological reform the world needs. Chapter 1a. Pope like no other. Pope Leo XIV isn't your typical religious leader. He doesn't stick to rituals. He talks about mental health, healing, and inner peace. He shows up in jeans, hugs people, and speaks from the heart. People all over the world are paying attention. He says the church can't just preach to souls. It has to care for minds. So that means listening to those with depression, anxiety, trauma. He believes faith has to meet people where they really are, in pain, in doubt, in real life. He's making the Vatican more human, less palace, more refuge. He opened therapy spaces, launched hotlines, and invited psychologists to join the church's mission. He's bridging the gap between spirituality and psychology. And you, what would you want a religious leader to talk about? Wouldn't it be nice to have someone in power who actually gets you? Maybe that's why Pope Leo XIV is different. He listens. Chapter 2, Breaking the Silence. Talking mental health and church. Mental health has always been a taboo in religious spaces. But Pope Leo XIV says, enough. Depression isn't a sin. Anxiety isn't a weakness. He's saying what many have needed to hear for years. He's calling on priests and bishops to educate themselves. He's promoting sermons that talk openly about therapy, burnout, and emotional wounds. He even shared his own struggles with anxiety in public. Imagine that. Confessionals are now more like safe spaces. A place to talk, not just repent. It's a radical shift. People are starting to come back to church not just for salvation, but for healing too. When was the last time you felt heard? Really heard? Pope Leo's mission is to make sure that feeling becomes the norm. Could this be the beginning of a new kind of church? Chapter 3, The Spiritual Therapist. Leo XIV isn't just changing what the church says. He's changing how it says it. He believes priests should be more like therapists, trained to listen, to guide, to understand trauma. He launched the Soul Care Program, a worldwide training for religious leaders. Learn about emotional regulation, active listening, and psychological first aid. Some called it too modern. He called it necessary. He even created a new role inside churches, the pastoral therapist. A person with faith and clinical training, ready to support whoever walks in. Now, that's progress. Do you think it's possible for faith and therapy to walk hand in hand? Pope Leo believes we've wasted too much time choosing sides. What if healing is found in both? Chapter 4, The Psychology of Forgiveness. A fresh start. Forgiveness isn't just spiritual, it's emotional. Pope Leo XIV says letting go of anger is like taking off a heavy backpack. It frees the heart and the brain. Introduce forgiveness therapy as part of church life. Not just saying I forgive you, but working through the pain. Priests are being trained in empathy and emotional intelligence. That's a big deal. People who once avoided confession are coming back. Not to be judged, but to be embraced. The church is becoming a place to release pain, not collect guilt. What about you? Are you holding on to a grudge that's eating you up inside? What if forgiveness was more about healing yourself than letting the other person off the hook? Chapter 5, The New Theology of Care for Pope Leo XIV. Faith without action is empty. Preaches the theology of care. We're taking care of people as holy as prayer, and he's putting it into practice. Churches are partnering with therapists, social workers, even life coaches. They're offering support groups for everything from grief to addiction. It's faith in real life. He's telling followers that kindness is worship, that holding someone's hand through a panic attack is just as sacred as holding a rosary. When was the last time someone truly cared for you or you for them? Leo's message is clear. If we want a better world, it starts with how we treat each other, especially when no one's watching. Chapter 6, Inner Wars, Outer Peace. The Pope says the biggest war isn't on battlefields, it's inside us. He's talking about the war against fear, anger, shame, and he wants to help us find peace. Under his leadership, Catholic schools are teaching meditation and emotional skills. Kids are learning to name their feelings, to listen without judging, to sit with discomfort. Adults. 2. He encourages silent retreats, mental detox weekends, and journaling. It's not just for the faithful, but for everyone. What inner battle are you fighting right now? Leo XIV believes peace isn't a political goal, it's a personal practice. Ready to lay down your weapons? Chapter 7, The Compassion Economy. Pope Leo XIV isn't afraid to talk money, not the way you think. He says a system that creates suffering for profit is morally bankrupt. He's calling for a compassion-based economy, one that values human dignity over endless growth, where well-being is a business goal, not just a nice bonus. Companies are responding. Some are offering therapy coverage, mental health days, flexible schedules, because guess what? Healthy workers do better work. Is your workplace lifting you up or wearing you down? Imagine a world where success and sanity go hand in hand. Leo's saying, it doesn't have to be a dream. Chapter 8, Love is Healing. To Leo XIV. Love isn't fluffy, it's powerful. Love is a decision, a practice, a medicine. And it can heal emotional wounds like nothing else can. He's teaching about mature love. Love that listens, forgives, shows up even when it's hard. Love that doesn't need to be perfect to be holy. In families, communities, even workplaces, this kind of love changes everything. It lowers anxiety, builds trust, creates connection. Think about the people around you. Are you being a source of stress or a source of healing? The Pope's message is simple. Loving well might be the most spiritual thing you can do. Chapter 9. The Church as a Healing Space. Gone are the days when church was just about sermons and rules. Leo XIV wants churches to feel like emotional safe havens. It's places where you don't hide your wounds, you bring them. He pushed for support groups, grief circles, therapy rooms, and parish buildings. He trained priests to listen more and judge less. And people are showing up. Spirituality isn't just about heaven, it's about right now. A faith that can't comfort the broken is missing the point. If you walked into a church tomorrow, what would you hope to find? Pope Leo XIV wants that answer to be comfort, honesty, and healing. Isn't that what faith should be? Chapter 10. The Inner Revolution at the End of the Day. The Pope's message is clear. The real reform starts within. He calls it the Inner Revolution, a movement of self-awareness, healing, and purpose. No more waiting for the world to change. No more blaming governments or systems. It starts with each one of us, how we think, feel, and treat others. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have it all figured out. Just take the first step. One honest look inward. It's one act of kindness. That's where it begins. So, are you ready? The world needs healing, and it starts with you. Pope Leo XIV is just holding up a mirror. The message of Pope Leo XIV is more than religious, it's human. It's about real people, real pain, and real healing. His revolution isn't in the clouds, it's in the everyday. If any part of this video resonated with you, hit the like button and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Drop a comment and tell us. What part of this reform speaks to you the most? And don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. We talk about the stuff that matters, because healing is possible, and it might just start with a conversation like this one.